Hey there, Marshall Sutcliffe here, and I'm with Josh Krause. Now, Josh, we've got a pretty crazy event going on behind us. Tell us what's happening.
So this is what I call Vintage Artist Constructed. It's basically a vintage format, vintage restricted list, but you can only play for one artist. Basic lands included, and that's generally the key.
Did everybody just pick the same artist? Is there one obvious artist or something?
So we had 19 players came out and 12 artists. And Greg Staples actually had the most with 3.
So 19 players, 12 different artists, so it's actually quite diverse.
Yes, and there's still some artists that are not represented that I think can make viable and strong decks.
Now, what made you come up with this idea? Was it just combining the two things that you really like? Were you just thinking, like, I love the artist aspect of Magic, and I wanted to actually play something with that?
Sure. So I've been playing Magic for over 20 years, and the Art League was initially a deck where you would make the deck comprised entirely of the art that you own, and then Mike Linneman.
The art that you own, the original for?
The actual originals. But then Mike Linneman came up with the idea of a artist limited format where you would make, like, what would the best limited deck be for an artist? And I was like, well, you could make a constructed format out of that, and so then that's how you made Vintage Artist Constructed.
And you guys went big on vintage to make sure that you could cover as many bases for people as possible, since they are pretty limited by artists, right?
Definitely. You don't want to have a deck with 4 Ancestral Recalls or 20 Moxen. Actually, against Dan Frazier, you'd have 24 Moxen because of the Mox Diamonds. So I wanted to keep it a little sane.
Now, this is the first time you've run an event like this, correct?
Yes.
Are you pretty happy with the turnout? I mean, you got almost 20 people out for this thing?
I'm ecstatic. It's great, and I'm hoping to run it in future events.
Tell us who you picked for your art here at the Vintage Artist
Constructed. I chose Wayne Reynolds, and the reason being is there's a lot of people you can choose. I started from anyone that made over 100 card arts, because obviously you have a pool.
Yeah, now I'm looking at your deck here, and it looks like you had a great selection of both black and red cards here, including even some nice dual lands to help you cast it. This deck looks pretty solid.
It really is, and something you really had to look at right away is how do you get mana fixing in, because if there's double costed in this format, it's just like sealed. You're going to get absolutely crushed. So I tried to find something with aggro, relaxed costs. Ani's Hovel was fantastic for that, and really tried to get, okay, what's the end game thing that will make people nervous about what you're going to do? So little dudes, ink eyes in the end. If you played during Kamigawa, I was terrified of ninjutsu. Who wasn't? You get blown out of nowhere. So, you get the Sting Scourger in there, bounce their dude, you got a giant rat woman attacking you, blowing up stuff terminated in the way, and generally if there's any tempo misstep because of lack of dual lands, they lose rather quickly.
Out of all of these ones, now I know this is just a subset of the artwork that Wayne Reynolds has done, which is your favorite piece of art here?
I'm actually really excited about Mindsparker. It's a characteristic Wayne Reynolds style. Wayne shows a lot of movement of books flying open, and this card is epitomized by that. So it was a perfect placement by Jeremy Jarvis and the team.
That's awesome, man. This is a sweet format. I think your deck looks great, too. Good luck in the tournament.
Thank you very much. I hope so, too.